This is Trabr. We're creating the technology and the ecosystem for everything building. We're creating a market network which boasts a marketplace and a mobile-first, cloud-based suite of project control tools for builders, consumers, trades, suppliers, for everybody. All on the smartphone, all remote, all mobile, all for building. This is Trabr, and this is a building conversation. G'day, Tony Huxley here from Trabr. Thanks for joining us. Today I'm really pleased to be sitting with Dan Morgan from your Forever Home building up on the Sydney Northern Beaches. Dan, thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Tony.
Appreciate it. So listen, jumping back to something you said earlier about communication and how that became such a big issue in last year for you and helped improve you as a businessman as well as a builder. It's often said that some of the best business relationships are the ones that exist around partnerships.
Okay.
And I don't mean partnerships in a structural sense, I mean the nature of relationships between clients and builders.
Definitely.
Given the type of market that you're in, and the fact that so much of your work is cost plus, do you find that underpins those relationships, that it is kind of like a partnership? You're constantly talking, you're constantly communicating about it?
Definitely, it's the only way it can be. It's just a sort of a partnership between the client and the builder to get the best sort of outcome involved. As soon as everyone wants a win-win situation, and if you get the win-win, you establish the relationships of a win-win situation, everyone's going to be happy, which is the biggest thing. And they're all going to be happy, they're all going to be raving about how great it's actually been.
They're selling you, for you.
Definitely, it's a great thing. Referrals are the greatest sorts of leads.
Nothing better than word of mouth.
Nothing better. That means that you're doing the right thing.
Yeah, exactly. So having said that, on the other side of the coin, what do you think are the main pain points in a building relationship?
Okay, building relationship, the main pain points is if there's a loss of communication between the builders and the clients, and then both not on the same page, saying that the best thing I have is the app Trabr, which I can actually update the clients exactly what's happening every single day. You can say, look, this has happened, this is what we did to resolve it, and it's like game changing. This client at the moment of this house is down in Melbourne, and we're communicating all through Trabr.
Oh wow, okay, fantastic.
So they're down in Melbourne, we're doing a whole renovation for a house for the client's not even here, she's been here twice.
Wow.
Yeah.
Mind you, she can't get across the border.
Can't get across the border. No, not anymore. So she was here before the outbreak started, and she had to run back home. So.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess a lot of them have had to do that, haven't they? So what, thinking about your growth, that you were talking before about how your pipeline's so much bigger this year than it was last year, fantastic, well done. What do you think you've observed to be the biggest expectations of consumers now compared to a couple of years ago with the type of work that you do?
Biggest expectations is obviously everything's getting more and more specced out, which is great, to be honest with you, because people are getting more and more ideas and they're sending me more communications of what they actually want. The hardest challenge I have in most renovations is basically if someone's asked for a fixed price, it's basically, well, give me specifications. Whereas nowadays it's more open, we show allowances, we say this is what I'm thinking, everything can change. And we say, look, this is the model, this is an estimate based on X, Y, Z, and we can go from there. Greatest thing about now, there's a lot of outdoor areas going on, a lot of indoor outdoors. Which is a market that didn't honestly exist.
But do you think that's a function of the pandemic as well?
I do. Yeah? I think it's a function. Everyone's been locked in their home and they're just going, well,
I want this to be better.
I want this to be better, which is, why would you not? And it's the greatest asset you have. People before were spending 50 hours, 60 hours, 70 hours a week in the office. Now all of a sudden 50, 60, 70, 80 hours at home, and then a home office, I need a new home office, which is the one thing that I've been looking at too. There's a lot of those coming on. There's a lot of office pods as well coming out the back, and people are using their home to work-life separation by putting an office pod in the backyard.
Oh really?
Yeah, there's a lot of those coming on.
So almost like the sort of granny flat?
Granny flat idea, but like it's into a home office at the back, which is a great idea because that way you don't have the kids jumping on your Zoom calls.
Yeah. Yeah, I've seen some interesting Zoom calls on YouTube. Zoom calls gone wrong.
Yeah, Zoom calls gone wrong. My kids were on the beginning part of today, just going, "Oh, hi, boys." I was having a conference call with someone in New Zealand. So, yeah.
Interesting. Thanks very much for joining us, Dan Morgan from Your Forever Homes. Appreciate it. Good to meet you. Thanks for your time.
Thank you, mate.
Cheers.